exit in Enfield, investigators right now are searching for answers after 12-year-old Eve Rogers was found dead in her home last month. Police have been back at the house on Elm Street multiple times this week to execute search warrants, and now they believe this young girl was murdered.
And Kara, so far only one arrest has been made. Anthony Federline, that's Eve's stepfather, charged with sexually assaulting her before her death. We also learned Federline was a part-time bus driver for the Smith Bus Company.
He's actually since been fired from that job, but a lot of people are wondering, how could he have been hired in the first place, considering his criminal history in Massachusetts? And Susan Raff is joining us in the studio tonight with more on these. Are really deep questions. This is a troubling case, Susan.
It's a troubling case and a lot of questions that need answers. Now, Anthony Federline had that job for about 6 months, and we wanted to know what was found in his background check. Anthony Federline was a school bus driver for the Smith Bus Company, a contractor for the Enfield school system. During his arraignment, we learned he does not have any criminal charges in Connecticut, but he has been arrested in Massachusetts. He was arrested in 2016 for operating a motor vehicle with a suspended license and registration, in 2006 for driving without a license, shoplifting and trespassing, and in 2004, another driving without a license charge. The Department of Motor Vehicles is responsible for doing background checks for school bus drivers. They tell us what they flagged were misdemeanors. Were you aware that Anthony Federline had charges in Massachusetts?
I was aware of it today.
And the charges, would that have prevented him, or should that have prevented him from getting a clear background check in Connecticut?
Right. What came to us was a misdemeanor, and therefore it did not meet the law of the statute that says it was a serious or felony or any of that nature, which would prohibit him from getting the endorsement.
Here's something else we learned today. If you have a Connecticut driver's license, which we are told Federline had, the Department of Motor Vehicles says they go back 5 years. However, in addition to that, there is also an FBI check and fingerprints are taken. And coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, the bus company that hired Anthony Federline tells us what they did when they learned Federline had been arrested. In the studio, Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.